Hello. So this is so weird because I have not filmed in such a long time. I think the last time I filmed was in March. Now I'm very sorry for that because we are now in July. I am just going to explain what's been happening and stuff. I've wrote down my list to cover everything. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty long video. I'm going to try leave it unedited, all of that, just so then it's easier and I can get it out straight away. So a lot has happened and you'll find out in the next 10 minutes, the next 20 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. So yeah, let's just start with it. So I'm here, I'm back after a while. So I think the last video was a haul of my 16th birthday. Now my birthday was the 29th of March and that was filmed the 30th, I want to say. I think it was filmed on the 30th, or it might have been filmed the same day. I cannot remember for the love of me. But since then, I have officially left school. I left school on the 28th of May and it was so emotional that day. It's not been the best 5 years, obviously, because I got diagnosed and stuff, and some of the people in there aren't what people think they are. So I'm quite glad I left. I want to start this new chapter in my life, and I'm ready to go to college now, and that's quite scary. So at college I'm doing level 3 health and social care. So if you didn't know, when I'm older I want to be a paediatric oncology nurse, which is a children's cancer nurse. And yeah, I am looking forward to it so much and I'm just ready to move on with my life. For some reason in my head it doesn't think that I've officially left school. It just feels like I'm on like a 6 weeks holiday. But I've started to look for jobs and stuff, so I think it will start to become more realistic. So obviously the GCSEs this year were cancelled, so we did like assessments, which were quite stressful for me. But we got our grades back on the 12th of August, and obviously I will share them on either Instagram or on here. So if you're not following my Instagram, it's always in my in the description. Make sure you go follow it because we've just gone over 800 followers, which is absolutely incredible. So I have got a place in college, so as long as my grades come out as I'm expecting, then I will still have that place. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is my prosthetic leg. So like last time I spoke about this, I was quite adapted on it, I think. But now I wear it every day, all day. It's the C-Leg 3, if you're wondering. It's absolutely incredible. I want to do an in-depth video of it, but I don't know if I'll get round to it. It just depends how I feel. And you'll understand why once I go through the rest of these points. But it's absolutely incredible having this, and thank you to the NHS because I didn't have to pay for this. If I did, I don't know how I would pay for it. It would have been so expensive, but I'm glad I got it and I'm looking forward to adapting more on it. So I've started like going on the bike I haven't been on the bike in ages, to be honest. But it's slowly coming together. So that's about it with the prosthetic. So, and there's like I get a few sores and stuff, but I stick a plaster on them and then they're fine the next day, and I take the plaster off. And yeah, I'm not getting as tired as easily, which is good, which means my body's starting to adapt. So just gotta wait for the next steps and see where I can go with this. So I went for an x-ray on Monday the 28th, I want to say. It was only a few days ago. So we're on Thursday. It's Thursday the 1st today, if you didn't know. I don't know if this is going up today. But I had it on Monday the 28th, so like 3 days ago. I had an x-ray of my chest, my 3-monthly x-ray. And I had a talk with the doctor on what's been happening, what's the next stages, if they want to do anything about my platelet issue, all of that stuff. So what they did on Monday is we went for the x-ray first, and then we went up to the ward, not the ward, like the daycare, and we got the results then and there. So my scan was clear. I'm still NED, no evidence of disease. If you don't really understand that, they can't find any traces of cancer in my body. But obviously I've probably still got cancer cells, but you just don't know until they form, which hopefully they don't. So I had that done, and basically my doctor said that I've got an appointment with the liver team again. So if you didn't know, in 2019 I had acute liver failure, which they've now officially diagnosed me with. That's the actual term for it now. So I had a bunch of tests, and then I had one for Wilson's disease, which they accidentally gave me an unsterilised bottle to urinate in, and they couldn't do the test. So it's basically to test for like copper in your liver and how it works, and I don't know if it's been processed or something like that. I'm not exactly too sure. So they've got an appointment with them. So basically what they're trying to do is trying to work out why my platelets are so low. So the haematology team in Birmingham have got involved, and I had a bone marrow aspirate, which I'm pretty sure I vlogged, and it's on my YouTube if you haven't seen it. And yeah, like they said that it's damaged, but it shouldn't cause my platelets to be low. So what they're trying to do is just investigate everywhere and make sure they're not missing anything, and make sure I haven't got these underlying health conditions, and that I'm all fine. So that's what they're doing there. And my doctor said that I'm looking very well, that I don't look like I've got something serious, because if I had something serious, I would be showing symptoms of like severe weight loss, sleeping all the time, being ill a lot, and I'm not. I'm out with my friends all the time. I'm, just enjoying my life, if that makes sense. Like, I spent so much time in the hospital and stuff that I just want to go out there and do the stuff that I want to do, because like, you gotta just live it, I suppose. So yeah, it's like that. Hearing my scan was clear and that the doctor isn't concerned was a massive relief. And it actually brings me on to my next topic. So I met a boy called Frank in 2019, and he has osteosarcoma as well. He had it in his, I want to say his left femur. He unfortunately started to go through treatment, but the treatment wasn't fully working, so his actually spread to the other leg. He then went through all the treatments, all the surgeries, and rang the bell, and I got to witness him ringing the bell, which was absolutely incredible. And he rang the bell in, I want to say January or February in 2020. So that was a massive thing. Fast forward to January 2021, he went for his 3-monthly scan, and they unfortunately found a tumour in his lung. Now, I think there was 2, I want to say. I don't know the exact number, but they scraped it all out, and there was some fluid in his lungs, which I had to drain and stuff. And then they went for another scan, and there was a few more, so they had to do that. And this was in both lungs, like they were operating on. He then got given all clear after 4 surgeries on his lungs. Then they wanted to do a scan a few weeks later, and unfortunately he had quite a few tumours in his chest, in his lungs, in his chest cavities, his lymph nodes. There was quite a lot of them, so Frank got told that he was now terminal. He's only 13, which was, he handled it so well. Honestly, hat off to him. He handled it amazingly. Obviously we knew what was going to happen, so we went and seen them, and he was playing football and stuff, and we went up to the lodge in Hexham, which if you would have seen like over New Year, I went there and I vlogged it all, and it was so fun. And we stayed there for a weekend, and then he was playing football still, he was doing all this stuff, and unfortunately Frank has since passed away. So he passed away, I think it was 3 weeks after we went to the lodge. I attended his funeral on the 21st of June. First funeral I've ever been to, and it was so emotional, and like it was so hard to get through, but honestly, hats off to him, he did amazing, but do miss him. I'm trying not to get upset. But yeah, I do miss him loads, and he was an amazing person. But you know, right, try not to cry. But now I just look back on all the good times we had together, and it makes me smile, and I'm glad he's just not in pain anymore. That's the main thing. So I dealt with all that. This is why I've not been on doing my usual stuff that I normally do, like my YouTube and that, because there's been a lot happening from my point of view. Now, the day before Frank's funeral, my dad found this out. I only found out on Monday. So a boy that I met called Evan, who had osteosarcoma in his shoulder, he had his whole arm amputated, including like his shoulder blade. He had a tumour in his lung, which they found in, I think it was about the same time as Frank, January or February time. And they managed to scrape it out, and he was given all clear. They did a scan a month later, all clear. And then 3 months later, he went for another scan, and there's quite a few tumours in his lungs and his chest cavity. I don't know exactly how many, but when they're in there, it's not good. Now, there is surgeries that they can do, but the chance of it coming back is extremely high. It's way bigger than it, like, not coming back, if that makes sense. So Evan has now been given a terminal diagnosis and been given 6 months. So I am still trying to process that. I have not seen Evan since 2019, which is a very long time. I think it was 2019, or it might have been the start of 2020. But I have not seen him since before COVID. Like, that was the last time I saw him. And me and my dad want to see him at some point. So Evan's an amazing young man. I think he's a year older than me, and he is incredible. He's just awesome. Like, you can't really explain it, but he's just so awesome. I remember he wouldn't come out of his room, so I found out what his favourite biscuits were, and they were Jaffa cakes. He absolutely loved Jaffa cakes. So I got my dad to go out and go get him some Jaffa cakes, and I took him some, and then he came out into the teenage space, and from then we just became friends. And honestly, it's amazing. So both of these people have osteosarcoma, which is what I have as well. Bone cancer, this is why I've got the t-shirt on. Thought it was fitting for the video. Osteosarcoma is very aggressive, and you don't know if it's spread until it's too late, which sounds really harsh, but it just is. So osteosarcoma hasn't had a new drug for like 40 years now, and hardly any funding goes towards it. Online, I've met girls with osteosarcoma, and I'm in a group which quite a few people have got osteosarcoma, but they live in like America and stuff. So altogether, there was two people I met in person with osteosarcoma, and unfortunately one's already passed away and one's going to. So that's quite hard to deal with myself. So Frank was the 5th friend that I've lost, and then Evan's going to be the 6th. Now that's a very, very high number considering when I was diagnosed. So the first person that I met that passed away was in January 2020. That's when they passed away. And then since then, it's just been crazy. Now, I have been struggling with all of this, which is obviously natural. I'm human at the end of the day. Like, I may seem positive on my Instagram and stuff, but that's Instagram, it's not reality. And I just wanted to tell you guys a bit about how I've been struggling and stuff. I actually reached out for support from a youth support coordinator from Teenage Cancer Trust, and honestly it felt amazing. Dealing with stuff like this is so hard, and I just, like, you guys should know that if you need support, don't be afraid to ask for it. No matter what situation you're in, sometimes we're all human at the end of the day. We all have emotions. We all need to get stuff off our chest, and that's what I did. Just because going through this whole situation and what's been happening over the last few months, I have been struggling with anxiety. I haven't spoke about this before. I haven't said it on my Instagram. This is the first time I'm saying it to people. I have been struggling with anxiety. Now, I get it at proper random times. So I've got a photo of like Frank on my homepage, and I was in a shop and I just turned my phone on to look at the time and saw Frank, and I believe that I had a slight panic attack. I say slight, I was very upset. I was with all my friends at the time and I didn't want any of them knowing, so I just went off for a bit, got some air, and I was fine. I just, it's hard to describe how I felt during that moment, but I was upset. I felt like I couldn't breathe and stuff, and I thought I would just share this experience with you guys, just so you know that it's okay to have these experiences and that you don't have to bottle things up. And recently as well, I've been a bit up and down with body image. Now it's like I'm fine with my own body, but I'm scared what other people may think because of comments I've had made in the past. Now, going through treatment, I lost weight and gained weight so quickly that I have gained loads of stretch marks. Now, I absolutely love my stretch marks. They show my story, they show what I've been through. Like, the same with all my scars. They show what I've been through and show that I'm here, I'm better than ever. Like, so, and I've had comments made in the past of, you should try using oil, you should be ashamed of them, why do they look like that? And it's not okay for people to say things like that at all. So, you know, just for future reference, don't let anyone put you down about your own body image. And if you're struggling with mental health, it's okay to reach out. Now, I think that's all that I've got to say. And it's been a very long video. I'm very sorry about that, but I just needed to do something like this just to let you all know how I'm doing, and actually speak about all this, because I haven't spoke about Frank on my Instagram. I haven't spoke about Evan at all, like nothing at all. I've only told one friend, that's it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say apart from just I hope to be back. I hope to be producing more content. I'm and post on my Instagram and stuff. I am getting better myself and dealing with these things. This is why I have basically disappeared for months. But yeah, and I want you guys to know that if you are struggling or anything, my DMs are open. Even if I'm going through stuff myself, I'm always here for you guys. And yeah, I'm just I'll like, my DMs are always open on Instagram. It's in the description. My email's there if you don't have it, and my Facebook and stuff. So yeah, make sure you're checking up on yourself and taking time out for yourself. And yeah, I'll see you all soon, hopefully.